Hello, this is Trot Talks. It's just gone past 7 minutes past 10 in the evening here. I'm in a park in Dundee, just having a walk. The still light out, but the clouds are rolling in. It's a bit chilly, but I think we're finally getting into summer, hopefully. I suppose I should start by explaining a little bit about what this podcast is and how the idea came to be. At the start of the year, I was going for walks every night. I was on a study exchange in Vermont, and I made a friend there, and we'd have this routine of going out every night for what we'd call trot. And I noticed when I got home, I really struggled to keep that routine up. And I was thinking, like, why is it so much harder to do this back here? So I got to thinking about, why, what was different being back home compared to when I was doing it every night back in America. And I realised that it wasn't really about the walks, it was about the connection and the conversation that we'd have. It started off just maybe like an hour walk, 20 minutes, and we wouldn't go anywhere in particular. We just wander around aimlessly and, get to know each other, vent a little bit about the idiosyncrasies between our home countries and America. We'd vent about the levels of homework that we had, or the weirdness of Americans. And then, over the months we'd start talking about our own lives. Sometimes we would just walk, we wouldn't talk really. But we would sort of get to the stage where we're coming up to the path that we need to take to get back to the dorm room, and we'd just be getting into a good conversation. We'd look at each other and just say, oh, let's keep going. That's how an hour walk turned into 2-3 hours. Some days we'd hit 23,000 steps. And I didn't really have that when I got back here. I didn't have a reason to go trotting. So this podcast is a sort of attempt to keep that tradition alive. Get out every day and just go for a walk. And maybe there's people listening that want to go walking, but maybe they don't want to do it alone. And maybe you can have a companion in me talking mindlessly at you as you walk along. I was thinking a lot, something that's been on my mind. Something that's been on my mind for a few months actually, is, it's probably a good place to start with the first episode, is getting started with something. I really struggle with sticking with things or getting started with something. I think there's a lot of people like that, where getting started is the hardest part. And I get caught up in planning how to do something perfectly, and then I wouldn't even do it. I'd get bored before I've even started. That's something that I've learned, something that I've gotten better at, I guess, since that exchange experience is the idea of just doing it. If I want to do something, I'm telling myself, oh, it'd be great to do this, or it'd be great to do that. My inner monologue now says just do it. Stop talking about it and take some action. I had a I had a course instructor in Vermont for a creative audio course that I took. It's not part of my degree, it was just a sort of free choice, and I thought it'd be interesting, and it was one of the most rewarding experiences of the whole thing, really. I had a course instructor for that who, a lot of us, I think it was the first day, were feeling a bit unsure, a bit, I don't know, new to it, and we were struggling with feeling like creating something that wasn't good. It was kind of stopping us from taking any action, and she's talked about giving yourself permission to make something bad. You know, the project that we work on doesn't have to be good. Often it isn't when you're first starting out. But maybe it will be. That's how you make it good, is by doing it and learning. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. And I think I did this a lot, and I feel like so many people do it, where we get paralyzed by trying to be perfect with something, or trying to be perfect. Some crows out. You know, we try to be perfect and we end up not doing anything. You know, it's the idea of, oh, I want to get shredded or super fit, but as soon as I find the perfect workout routine, or I want to eat better, but I just need to find the perfect weekly shopping list or the perfect weekly meal plan. And there is no perfect one. There is no perfect plan. Especially, there is no perfect plan if you're not going to do anything with it. So it's kind of like, that's the podcast really, is just doing something. Giving myself a reason to keep walking. Is giving me a creative outlet. And yeah, it probably won't be very good, but maybe it will be. I think for the first episode, that's probably where I want to stop. I didn't have much of a plan for this. I thought I'd just go out for a walk and talk. And getting started is the hardest part. So at least I can say now that I've done something. I don't know, what about you? What's something that you wish you could get started with, or you want to get started with? Maybe it's clearing out an old room with a bunch of stuff that you've been needing to get rid of for months or years. Maybe you want to get walking every day. The wind's picking up. I'm walking in this park that I used to come to a lot when I was little. I think this was the park that first time I got drunk outside as a teenager was here. And the police came and we all bolted up into the hill and sat in a field all night getting drunk. The cheapest cider that you can imagine. And then we went home at 6 in the morning. And I sat out in the close because I didn't want to go in to wake my mum up because she thought I was at a friend's. Luckily she was on an early shift and left at 5 minutes to 7. I snuck in and went to sleep. Hasn't really changed too much. I'm just getting into the graveyard section of it. I suppose I wonder, like, how many people here wish that they could have started something? How many people died unexpectedly with unfinished plans? Probably a lot of people. You know, I didn't really want to do this today. I haven't done much. I was kind of lounging and rotting all day. And the idea of walking around outside with a recorder and feeling like a bellend wasn't too appealing. But I thought, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And this is the hardest part, is getting started. And now that I've exposed myself to walking around a graveyard like a weirdo, recording myself, talking to myself, surely it just gets easier from here. I think I'll end the first one here. There wasn't much of a plan. It was a bit all over the place, but hopefully there's some value in it. Anyway, thanks very much for listening.